Alright, hey, Haze Mega here, and this is another show and tell video for the Haze Mega Moto Solar Garage. Alright, so I made a hybrid off-grid solar power system to power my garage, to charge my electric bikes, and whenever I do projects in the garage and stuff, we're using power from the sun. Mostly anyways. Not so much in the wintertime anyways. So one of the tools that I had neglected to purchase, alright, or had at the time, was a large wire crimpers. Okay, so Haze Mega is one of those. I like to solder everything. Alright, well, apparently soldering isn't like the best connection, especially when dealing with like large gauge wires. Crimping is. Alright. So crimping is like it kind of like it compresses it gets hot, and then it fuses together with the wire. Right, where solder, you're kind of using a solder, all right, or like a different metal to join two metals together, type of thing. Supposedly crimping is better, okay, but it's also easier, especially when large gauge. All right, so the way I do it normally is I get the thick wire. Right, I have the 1/0 wire, right, and I would put a pool of solder inside, and I would stick the wire in there, right? And then I would melt it, and I would just stick the wire in there, and then we just stick in there, right? Well, this one, and so with these big wires, it's very hard to solder really large gauge wires because they conduct so much heat. All right, it's like a big sponge. So like when you're soldering, it immediately cools off right away. So it's very difficult. I got this Temco Industries hammer lug crimper. All right, and we're gonna go check it out, and we're gonna actually try it. All right. Well, and then I got this Jokari wire stripper. Right. I learned about these on Will Prowse's website. All right. So give a shout out to him. He recommends these tools, so I'm trying them out. Okay. And I actually got a project for my RAV4 Prime. We're gonna add a inverter to it. So we're gonna go try terminating some 4-gauge wires. Right, man, the 4 gauge is freaking huge. Holy it's about as big as 1/0. All right. Okay, anyway, yeah, I'm installing a 1200 watt inverter, so I can, whenever I'm at the racetrack or I'm camping or something, I have power that I can get straight off the RAV4, and it's 1200 watts of power. I can charge my motorcycle, I could run my tire warmers, that kind of stuff. But you need to have like a very good wiring if you're going to be pulling a lot of power from the battery. Okay, so we're going to actually test it on this bad boy. Okay, and I got this for $17 on Amazon, and I got this one for $20 on Amazon. Very inexpensive tools. Why didn't I get it before? All right, so let's go take a closer look at these guys, and then we'll try them out, and that'll be the end of the video. All right. Welcome to my workbench. So this is my like electronics work. It's becoming an electronics workbench is what it's doing. So I did a video on this earlier. This is the Koto Helping Hands. All right, this is the 4-hand version. All right, it's basically one of these guys on crack. All right. All right, and also we will be using the Harbor Freight vise. All right. I got this heavy-duty vise a while ago. I shot a video about this one. I'll probably put it at the end of the description. You definitely want to have a good vise, when working in the garage. Get the biggest one you can get, all right? And this is the one I got. This one is inexpensive, and it works good. We will be using it in conjunction with this, all right? So let's check this out first. Okay, this is a TE, or Temco Industries hammer lug crimper, all right? I guess this is the model number here. Tango Hotel 0007. All right, crimping type indent is what it's called. So it just punches the everything together. All right, basically, terminal type uninsulated. All right, yeah, we got to cut the insulation off, obviously. So this works with wire gauges 8, 6, 4, 2, 1, 1/0, 2/0, 3/0, and 4/0. Okay. So I've used 1/0 before. That's freaking massive. Okay, and then we've got 4/0, 4 gauge that we're gonna try today. Okay, that's this guy. All right, I'll put a link in the description where you can find this if you wanna try it. All right, so this is for crimping very large wires. All right, so like if I wanted to make a nice Suron wire battery cable, I could use this. All right, yeah, for one of the ends anyway. Okay. Is there anything? It's made in the. It's engineered in America. All right. Does it mean it's made in America though? I don't know. Probably. Okay. There it is. Okay. And that's the tool itself. All right. Pretty simple. That's all it is. You're gonna need a pretty big vise to get this in there. There's 3 ways I know you could use this. All right. You could use it with a sledgehammer. All right, that's what a lot of people will use. I don't have a sledgehammer, guys. I should probably get one. All right, I think you have to have like a 2-pound sledgehammer. All right, or you could use a vise, which is what we're going to try today. All right, we're going to try the vise, and I have a press. I have a 20-ton Harbor Freight press that will definitely squeeze those wires together. Okay. So the way it works is you'll get your the wire, yeah, you'll get the terminal, you'll stick it in there, and then so there's a spring-loaded punch here, okay? And then or the indenter, right? But yeah, it's a punch. You're gonna put the terminal here, then stick the wire in there, and then there's a spring here that will hold it all together, okay? And then you just go to town on this sucker. Just hit it like right here, okay? But the way we're gonna use it today is we're gonna put it in the vise, all right? You just have to get it open wide enough. Okay, and then you would just close it, all right? Yeah, well, that almost used the whole opening for the thing. Okay, so another difficult thing about working with big wires is stripping them, all right? You can't just use them regular wire strippers for small wires. You got to use something big, all right? What Hayes Omega does is I get the linesman pliers, all right? And then I squeeze it around the jacket and I swing it around, and then I use the pliers to open it up. But this should make it really easy, all right? I think I have used one of these before a while ago. Okay, so open her up. Okay, there's a tool right there. I think it has some instructions. Okay, so basically you'll stick the wire in there, all right, and then you just spin it around, all right, and I think you just pull it out. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to practice a little bit. Okay. Okay. Here's the wire that we're gonna terminate, and these are the terminals that we're gonna put on. Okay, they're ring terminals, and then yeah, you gotta crimp them. All right, so. This is going to be our first test of this, okay? So yeah, this is a 4-gauge wire. Yeah, Hayes Omega told himself, oh, you know what? I don't need to buy one of these. And it turns out I wound up having to make all these freaking wires for the solar panel system. And so in the future, we'll have this. It'll waste less electricity for one thing, so we don't have to use a soldering iron or a torch, you know. Okay, so it comes with some nice shrink wrap for this application. All right, and then so all we're going to do is just terminate this, and then I have to figure out how long it's going to be. So I know one end is going to go to like the battery or the inverter. So. Okay, so to use this first, we're going to have to strip it first. All right, so let's go get one of our terminals. All right, Hayes Omega's never done this before. I'm kind of nervous. Okay. All right, so this is a 5/16 ring terminal for this guy. And so we need to strip enough so we can get all the conductor in there, all right? So probably that much right there, okay? I'm gonna mark it with my fingernail, all right, and we're gonna terminate this black wire here. Okay. So I kind of have an idea where we're going to do the thing, okay? Okay, we're gonna get our Jokari wire stripper and go to town with this bad boy, all right? So here we go. So it looks like it's right around here. So there's a little button here. You press up on it, and it's spring loaded. You put the wire in there, and you spin it around, all right? It's probably best Okay, just spin it around. And you can go both ways. Oh, look at that. Perfect. And you just pull it out. Maybe you could just use pliers to do it, but so this thing has a little blade in there that it swivels in the direction whatever direction you're moving. If you're rotating it or pulling it. So you can see it did a good job. I think I only saw like maybe one of the strands come out. Okay. I think we might have cut too much. I'm not sure. This stuff is a bitch to cut too, man. Okay, but that's okay. We're gonna put shrink tubing on it anyway. So okay, you're gonna put the terminal over it. Oh, that's good. It's perfect. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do is put it in our vise. So the next one, the red one, we're gonna go use the press. All right, but we're gonna try this one with the with this guy. All right, the vise. So we're gonna put this up like this. Stick the ring terminal to be crimped. All right, and that kind of holds it in place. All right, maybe get it at the very end. Not really sure. There's a lot of area. Okay. And then we're going to put it in our vise. Like dead center. Be good. Okay. Try to get it in there straight-ish. Okay, I want to try to make sure it's centered on the jaws. And here we go. We're going to go to town on it. Alright, terminal's in there. I'm going to make sure the wire stays in there. And here we go. Oh yeah. Let me put some safety glasses on first. But yeah, make sure you're wearing safety glasses if you're operating heavy equipment like this. Okay. Oh boy, I think that's it. Okay, I think that's it. It looks like it's far as it wants to go. Okay. Holy crap, it's in there tight. Okay, I'm gonna take it out. It takes quite a bit of force. I might want to get an extra, like a cheater bar for this. Let's see if it worked. Okay, there we go. It looks like we're good. You definitely want to tug on it. So what we're going to do is put it in the vise, and I'm going to tug up on it really well. That looks really good. So, the vise kind of takes a while to use, is what I'm going to say. But it's better than, I think it's better than the sledgehammer, because the sledgehammer you have to make sure you hit it just right? Okay. So we're going to put that on there, and we're going to pull up on it as hard as we can do it. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, it's good. Okay, it doesn't even get hot. I can feel it kind of coming off. Alright, but that's not going to go anywhere. Okay. Okay, that should be good. Alright, so for our next test, let's go strip the next wire. Learn to terminate large gauge wires with Hades Omega. Alright, I think we cut it just right last time, so we're going to go off of what we went last time. I'm just going to use the little jacket that we stripped off last time. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, some of the wires do go flying, but nice. Totally worth it. Okay. And that will go in there. Right, and then we just got to go get the... Let me get my my press ready. Okay, I got my buddy here, my 20-ton Harbor Freight press. I hope this ram isn't too big for this. I don't know, we'll see. So let's load this guy up here. All right. Okay, we're gonna. So I got the terminal on there already. All right, then we're gonna go pull this guy up. We're gonna stick the ring terminal in there. We want it. All right. Okay. Too much. I guess when we get to the little shelf here is when we gotta stop. Okay. Or else we'll damage the tool. Okay. Tighten this up. Try to keep it centered, so this little spring keeps it from moving around. And here we go. Just make sure it's centered on the ram. Okay. Off we go. I don't really know how much to thing it, man. Is that good? Not sure. Alright, well, I'll release the pressure. And that was a lot of pressure on there. 20 tons pressure. Okay, I'm gonna release the spring here. It's stuck on there. That's what 20 tons gets you. Alright, okay, there's the crimp right there. It's pretty good. Let's put it in the vise and we'll pull up on it. It doesn't get hot at all. I'm surprised. Wow, it just really just crimps the crap out of that though. It leaves a little cross mark on it. Okay, yeah, I'm not really sure how much to crimp it, alright? That's the thing. The vise, you can kind of really go to town on it. This one, I'd imagine if you did it too hard, it might break the tool. I'm not sure, man, but it looks like it's fine. All right, it looks like it's pretty strong. So, okay, we're gonna do a little test. We're gonna put this in the vise. Okay, then after this, I want to put some shrink wrap, but that's not part of the video, so I'll do it off camera. Okay, pull up on it. Okay, looks good. It still moves a little bit, but it ain't coming off, for sure. Okay, there you go. Alright guys, interesting thing to note. Alright, so one of these I use the vise, and one of these I use the 20-ton press. Alright, so obviously the 20-ton press it crimped it more. Okay, way more. Holy moly. All right, the vise not so much. All right, so hopefully that's enough. But I did yank on it and it seemed fine. Okay, so I don't think it has to be that tight. All right, I'm not sure. I'll double check, but one of those should be fine, but they seem fine to me. Okay. Okay, so that's the difference between the vise and the 2010 press. All right, 2010 press, big difference. It looks like it goes in like twice as much. All right. Okay. Okay, so I've discovered something else about this wire stripper. All right, there's a knob down here. All right, you can adjust it in and out. All right, what that does is it adjusts the height of the blade in there. Okay, so if you're cutting too much in the jacket, then you might want to adjust this. All right, if you loosen it, it pulls the blade down. All right, so it won't strip it as much, or as deep, anyways. Okay, the way I had it was all the way down, and it worked fine. So I think just keep it that way. Okay. If you're starting to strip too deep into the wire, then you probably want to adjust that. Okay. Cool. Got everything. Okay, and that was the show and tell on the Jokari large gauge wire stripper and the Temco hammer lug crimper. All right, so yeah, I was recommended these by Will Prowse, and they seem to work pretty good. All right, the hammer lug crimper, with all the forces we put on it, it still looks brand new. Okay, pretty tough. All right. So I showed you how to utilize it in two different ways. All right. There's 3 ways you could use this, but I showed 2. We used the vise here. All right. Make sure you got a pretty beefy vise. All right. This one I recommend. And then we used a 20-ton Harbor Freight press. All right. The other way to do it is to just stick the terminal here and then just hit it with a hammer really hard. All right, maybe I'll see if I can get a big hammer sometime and try it out. But I think the press works fine. I think the vise is more convenient, is what I'm going to say, and it seems to do it okay. But you need a little more what's the word? Elbow grease. You need a little more elbow grease to operate this one. All right, I feel like I'm going to get a hernia when I'm thinking it. But this one, you kind of know when to stop. All right, when you can't physically lever that thing anymore, and then you're probably done. Okay, the press is hydraulic, and I just keep on going and going, and like I don't know, when do I stop? So I'm not too sure. All right, but both of them worked just fine. I think the hydraulic one is a little bit better because it's got more force. Okay, so I will put a link in the description where I purchased this on Amazon, and this one, all right, the wire stripper. This guy was very easy to use. I'm surprised. I'm surprised I have never had this before. But it only works on very large wires. All right, so you got to be working with very large wires. All right, like the welding wire that I have. I will have a link for the wire that I used. All right, this is a 4-gauge welding wire. I'll have a link where I purchased this and the terminals. Okay, the ring terminal kit. If you want to make your own 4-gauge wires or whatever, it worked pretty good. And then I'll have a link to where you can get the vise and the press. Okay. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys learned something. I hope it was educational. Here's we go.